We was out there, we getting money out there. It still was clean because you still got the newsy neighbors. You still got to take care of Miss Betty. You say all the time, I miss to own everything. Everything I owned it. So my house that the equipment was in, I owned it. With Rock, so I was with the Crown Vic boys. Ever City Blue, we still hit the gallery up. We just started the New Permit the podcast, New Permit TV actually. So tune in with.
Tell me what you know about the hood life.
Yeah. So you already know we had to slide up on a guy, man. So for the ones who not too familiar with you, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, it's your boy S.Y. Yola. Mister Don't Play With It, I Stay With It. New Permit TV, you know how we rocking, let's get it.
That's all. So we gonna jump into the BS, but I wanna get your story.
I mean, young from Kensington and Allegheny. Basically grew up in the hood.
You from the
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Grew up in the hood.
He said watch for needles when you walking outside the door.
Yeah, that's what it, what I mean? Just grew entrepreneur. Don't feel like I need to work for nobody type of shit. What I mean? Just trying to get it. But basically just wanted more in life. Always knew it was something more out of life, even in being in the darkest of situations. Growing up in one of the darkest places in the city, just wanted to always explore more and get more. Learn personal development, learn how to deploy emotions, emotional intelligence, emotional awareness. Mix that with the regular things life taught me, the regular instincts that you just gain from life and put them together, and that's who you have now. The person that's well-rounded on every which way.
Facts though. So how was your young boy days like?
It was smooth for the most part.
Smooth. This nigga from Kensington, he talking about smooth.
So you gotta realize that's all I know. So it doesn't. And back then, Kensington wasn't how it was now. Like what y'all see now, it wasn't like that then. Back then it was clean, green grass and lawns and you know what I mean. People little with the gardens and all that. And them white boys wasn't nothing to play with back then. You know how white people is in their neighborhoods, they keep it clean. So just imagine back then it's clean and your ops is white people. They don't want you in their backyard. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it was it was stuff like that. So and you went shopping on the app, so it was smooth. Urban Expressions, G and Hunter Park, G and Erie. We got Urban Expression days. We got dollar parties. It was a vibe. Like and Kensington not but so big. So you got two sides. You got one side. This side, G Street, Cluster, all of that, on back all the way up to Front Street. Then you got the other side, Frankfort Avenue, Somerset side, Tioga side. Well, actually like three sides. You know what I mean? So it was a vibe. You know what I mean?
So when did you start to notice like things start to turn into what it is now?
After COVID is really when it turned into what it is now. So even like back in 2008, we was out there, we getting money out there. It still was clean because you still got the newsy neighbors. You still got to take care of Miss Betty. You still got to clean the block. You still got the kids. We still got to protect the children. So even back then, it still had order. Even though we was doing wrong, we still had order. It wasn't just you outside and you just damaging everything or you just letting people come up here. No, because we still stood for something. And not only did we stand for something, this is where we actually hung at as well. So we got money where we hung out at. And then we would go to, the Block and Mob, the Six Flags, the Block and Mob down west, the Block and Mob here. You know what I mean? And in our hood, we had our bars and all that, where we had parties in our own bars and invited everybody down to us. We having a party down here, and them drinks used to jump. So it was love. It wasn't our avenue. We went shopping on the avenue. Sneaker Villa. We had 3 sneaker stores, Shoe Plus, Olympia Sports. We had the
probably like a City Blue or something like that.
Yeah,
back
we
then.
didn't have a City Blue. We still hit the gallery up. Like, if you wanted to go a little upper, we hit the gallery. You know what I mean? This because we wasn't going to malls and that stuff back then. We hit the gallery up. Wasn't nobody going to Neiman's and nothing like that. We was going to the gallery. Your boosters to bring all of the Pradas down and stuff like that.
Fact.
You know what I mean? So
listen, during like the DVD era, did you ever try like rapping at all? Was you a part of that?
I was rapping.
Talk about because you got a rap name, so I'm like, I know.
No, I was rapping and everything. I was a little scared to get on the DVD. So shout out to my old heads, Monster Shore Brown. You know what I mean? Everybody that was part of Deja Vu. You got Skull and all of them. Like, shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of them, man. Stacks, all of them. So you know what I mean. So they was all rapping and things. So I was rapping then, but I was scared. So like when the DVDs came down, like I was scared. Like, you know what I mean. Like you want to get on the joint so bad, but it's like, man, I'm scared to get on this joint because you your own critic. So yeah, we used to rap. So right after the DVD era, I started rapping some more, and that's when I gained some confidence. And then I built my own studio at the crib, and all my youngers would come over. I had my own private engineers, and I dropped the mixtape. But I was doing poetry first, so then I wound up stop rapping because of the religion, and then went back to doing poetry. I still was like write raps here and there, but I just was like, damn, you know what I mean. When I gave it my last shot, it really was for my young boys. I had all the resources. I was connected to the streets. I was connected with the people. I knew everybody. So I was like, I used the resources I got, and then let my youngers in them do their thing. To me, it was just a win-win. You know what I mean?
So you said the religion. So was you born Muslim, or did you go through some life-changing things and then kind of transfer over?
So my father is Muslim. My mother and them not. My family who I hung with, they was all Muslim. So I took my shahada. I was probably like 10, 11. I was like real young when I took my shahada. So I've been Muslim for like a very, very long time. So, and then as you get older and you go through the life-changing things like you were speaking of, that's when you start to dive more into it. And you start to learn more, because in the beginning you just think when your thobe, your izar, assalamu alaikum, that you Muslim, not really understanding that this book people memorize it from front to back, back to front. Not realizing that it's a way of life. You're supposed to do everything the way the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did it, and you learn about his companions and how they moved as a unit, how the wives moved. You start learning different things the older you get, and you be like, oh no, this thing ain't as simple as I thought it was. And you start to learn the littlest words, the little letters, in different ways you say it, make it a different meaning. And you start to just dive deeper into it and realize, like, I really got to take my time with this. So when people say, oh, Islam, you using Islam, or you doing this, this ain't nothing you play with. Playing with Islam, you playing with your life. This ain't something you just learn and play with. Like, and it takes a lot to just dive into. It's not that easy to take classes and be focused in them classes. It's not that easy. You gotta pay money for private tutors and all that. You talk, we spending $200+ a month just on tutors to learn Arabic. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit more. It ain't as simple as I thought it was when I was young. Standing behind my cousins and then while they praying and I'm praying and don't know what I'm saying. It ain't that simple. So once you start to dive into it, the deeper you get into it, the better it is, the more you want to learn, and you like, and the more motivated you get, because you can see from like, yo, I can't read the Quran, and then I can pick it up and read it in Arabic. You start to, it motivates you, you get excited, and you just good to go. So it definitely, like, as times go along and I do go through life-changing things, I try my hardest and my best to be reminded of what I do know, and always invite the people that I rock with, my cousins and different things like that. I always get with them and let them remind me, because during this process of trying to learn your religion, you need a righteous companion. You need to be around the masjid. The masjid is the heart of the community. You need a righteous companion. Be around the masjid. Pray. Do the sunnah prayers. Do extra prayers. Read the Quran. Read about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And your friends see you doing it, and then they be right there for you in your corner. When you take them spills, when you take them falls, remember the du'as. They sending you du'as. And it feels good to be able to actually read it before not knowing how to read it or not knowing what it's saying, or you trying to sound it out. You know what I mean? So that's where it's at now.
No, facts. So, and I must salute you, because it's definitely a process as far as taking those steps to grow. And then, Philly got like that thing where it's like, I say intention, if you know what I'm saying, and things like that, for real. So, so how was it for you, like, during like your rap years to like transfer over and like get away from like the rap and things like that? How was that for you?
During my rap years, it was fun, cause everything, like I tell you all the time, I miss to own everything. You know what I mean?
What you mean by that?
So everything I owned it. So my house that the equipment was in, I owned it. So my studio, I owned it. So I can wake up at 4 in the morning and start rapping and record myself and let my youngers and them edit it and all that. So it was always fun. Had a mob, had a family come over. We doing tracks together and everything. I got people coming from NY coming down. We linking. The parties jumping. I'm performing. It was fun. And we get into the bag. I ain't, mind you, because I'm not spending no money. I'm not, only thing I'm spending money on is video. Shout out to Chop Mosley. Chop Mosley, my camera guy.
You was shooting with Chop back then?
Chop the only one I shot with back then. Chop did my first music video.
Okay, you definitely was spending at least a little nickel and more.
Shout out to Chop. Cause I wasn't spending it.
Listen, look, I'm about to tell you. Shout out to Chop. Listen, bro. Chop is part of the reason why I picked up a camera, bro. Cause I hit him up like, yo, bro, how much you charge for videos? Mind you, I'm just, I ain't nobody at the time. Nigga said a crazy number, and I felt some type of way, cause I knew. I'm like, man, this nigga only saying that cause I don't know it. You know what I'm saying?
I never gave Chop over $500. I don't think I ain't gonna give my number. I
got you. We gonna keep. But no, man. But definitely during that time, and so you kind of seen like the rise of the PnBs and all that. So talk about that as far as like witnessing like his rise.
Okay, so with Rock, so I was with the Crown Vic boys.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean, fast car. There's always something fast. I got my Marauder at the time. I got the gang, we mobbing. I actually knew Rock before he even started buzzing. So he used to be at Takeover Lounge on Rising Sun in Germantown with my Bam Say No More and all of them. They had some connections. I don't know if they was the owners or whatever, but I know for sure they was super connected. They might have been the owners or whatever the case. So Rock would always be around. And shout out to Rican Boy as well, because Rican Boy, like, yo, he, you know what I mean? Rican Boy put me on him, I believe. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then that's when, he had a sound that he created. So now when it's like, when I'm getting to hear him, I'm like, oh, damn, this boy, he is like that. And Rock was always humble. Or whatever, with me anyway. You know what I mean? So then he wanted, I believe he got locked up right after, like, we started getting our rapport. And I think he had got locked up. And then I think he came home and then turned it up. And then that's when he dropped My City Needs Something on the next joint after that. So I think he got locked up, came home. Don't quote me, but I know he got locked up. Because I ain't seen him in a minute or whatever. And then he wound up coming home and turning it up. And then I think he had got locked up again or whatever. And that's when Cora started popping like, I'm a star. That joint came out with that, whatever tape that was with Cora, I think, How It Never Was.
That was a heavy joint.
Yeah, that was my shit. So Cora came out with that, and then I remember Rock came home because I met Rock down South Street. Mont and all them down South Street, and Rock came home. And, they had their little differences or whatever at one point in time, Cora and...
Was you there during that situation?
With Cora and...
Yeah.
I wasn't there at the time when they had... I was around when they had the differences. I never seen it like in person or whatever. Because even with Cora, he used to be doing little stuff with like... I was working at PHA at the time. The Role Models. There was a little group called Role Models. They was all models, so he used to do little stuff with them or whatever. And then just being around, seeing him in passing, we had we'd speak or whatever. So,
yeah.
But I ain't had a relationship with Cora like I do with Rock. You know what I mean? Like I know who Cora is. He know who I am. I said, "What's up, gang?" You know what I mean? Shake hands and all that, but. Mutual understanding. That
Rock era was a crazy era.
For sure.
I always like to say, like, all right, Drake made it, like, Drake probably was, like, the first one to start, like, the singing and mix it in with the rap, but Rock was the nigga that made it cool. Like, Rock made it cool for, like, real niggas and niggas to be cool to sing. Before that, niggas was not singing. It wasn't a thing for real.
I wouldn't even say Drake. Ja Rule did it first.
True.
Ja Rule did it. To me. I know Ja Rule did it first.
If you think about it, he was on some deep...
Ja did it. And I Ja. Fifth did what he did.
Oh, man.
I fuck with Ja, though. I mean, but yeah, it was a lot of niggas around. When and what's so crazy? Because when PnB was doing his thing, it was a lot of hitters like B Love.
I forgot about that.
You know what I mean? Shout out to him. You had Core doing his thing. Shout out to him. You had Pusha Feet was grinding, doing his thing. the city was turned around that time. It was a lot of talent. It was a lot of talent out here around that time. Shout out to the guys around that area, around that time that was doing their thing and making it happen. But yeah, it was a lot of guys doing their thing. And then, you know, after a while, I wound up transitioning out, trying to go full-fledged into buying houses and, you know, my thing, cars, getting, you know what I mean, more cars and different things like
This
that.
nigga was
You know,
running
like,
this movie.
yeah, I mean, and then, you know, just try, and around that time, I was just transitioning out of the streets, too. So once I started rapping or whatever, I was actually transitioning out of the streets. So I was really like super locked in and grinding and trying to put bread up and just stay focused and you know, protect the family. And I needed to be here in order to do that. So I was putting myself in a lot of ways that was jeopardizing my freedom. So I wound up like, let me tighten up as a man.
So look, so talk about that. How hard was it for you to like come to the realization and make that decision to transfer out?
So what happened was I started doing personal development and emotional intelligence and things of such. You don't know if the stuff worked until you're actually being tested with it. So I had a block of Frankfurt and
Allegedly.
allegedly
Allegations.